Right now at 4, authorities raid a well-known strip club in Cheektowaga. What we know so far about the investigation.
Yeah, it's been kind of a gloomy but pretty quiet day across western New York. We do have a little warm start to your weekend tomorrow, but the weekend itself is looking messy. I'll tell you all about it coming up in your 4-1 forecast.
Plus, bridging the gap, how the University of Buffalo is working to address health disparities among people living on the Buffalo's east side.
You're watching News 4, your local news leader. Now, live from Buffalo, this is News 4 at 4.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us on News 4 at 4. I'm Christy Kern, and your top 4 at 4. We are working to learn more about a raid at a strip club in Cheektowaga. This is what the scene at Pharaoh's Gentlemen's Club on Arrow Drive looked like around lunchtime. You can see several state police officers there investigating. We spoke to a woman who is related to a worker at that club. She says she was caught off guard when police raided that building.
I was vacuuming, so when they raided, or when they entered, I heard screaming. I didn't really know what was happening, so I shut the vacuum off. I thought maybe it was Tom, the manager, coming in, just messing around with Mom, yelling about something. I stop the vacuum, check my phone, peek around the corner, and I see their spotlight on their gun.
Well, coming up tonight on News 4 at 5 and 6 o'clock, News 4's George Rickert will explain why this is not the first time the club has been raided. And let's turn now to your forewarned forecast as we take a live look over downtown Buffalo. A little bit of a snowy scene from the snow left over from yesterday. Let's get right to forewarned meteorologist Andrew Beglini for a first check of that forecast. And Andrew, obviously a much different story today, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I'll take it. Honestly, Eric and I went for a little bit of a walk earlier. Chilly, but not bad, honestly.
Yeah, it is cold.
Some nice, cool, crisp air, but we don't have that wind that we had yesterday, and that really makes all the difference. As long as you just dress it a little warm, grab the jacket, you're pretty good to go. The cloud cover, limiting that sunshine. A little sun would be nice, but because of those cloudy skies, we still have a lot of snow on the ground. Haven't seen too much melting occurring. We'll see a lot more of this snow melting throughout the day tomorrow. Downtown, again, a little gloomy looking, and a lot of western New York has been under that cloud cover. We've seen some breaks of sunshine, though, especially areas to the south and east. Here's a disturbance across the Great Lakes region that's injecting the clouds into western New York, also bringing us some of that warmer air through tomorrow. Now, this is going to miss us. Not expecting any snow from that. As we pan all the way down to the south, we do have a developing storm system across the southeast. That's going to ride up the east coast over the next couple of days and will bring us some rain starting tomorrow night, really into Saturday before some colder air for the second half of the weekend. There's a look at your temperatures all across western New York at or below freezing. But as I mentioned, it's a much calmer day. Winds less than 10 miles an hour for most of us, and it's out of the south. And that will help keep temperatures up there a little bit more comfortable for your Thursday night plans. Quick look at your hour-by-hour forecast here. Again, this snow is missing us off to the north. That's heading into Canada. It's that southern disturbance that will develop along the east coast throughout the day tomorrow. Maybe some showers arriving tomorrow night, but really as we get into Saturday, we've got rain. Eventually, that will mix with and change over to a little bit of snow Saturday evening. And for some spots, we could be talking about a little bit of accumulation. I'll tell you more about that in your full forecast. For your Thursday evening plans, though, partly cloudy and not as cold. Slight breeze out of the south. Temperatures stay generally in the mid-20s. Coming up again in your full forecast, I'll tell you more about that weekend storm, which areas will see snow and a little more winter weather heading our way for next week. Christy?
All right, Andrew, thank you. And remember, you can get the latest forecast in the palm of your hand anytime. Just download our News 4 app. It has the latest news, weather, sports, traffic, and more. And it is free for your phone or your tablet. Just a week after the Buffalo Catholic Diocese got a temporary leader, the diocese also has a new spokesperson. Kathy Spangler is out after just more than a year, on the job. The diocese announced her departure to pursue other opportunities. Spangler worked to arrange news conferences with then Bishop Richard Malone. You can see them walking together through the airport in that video. And the diocese announced Gregory Tucker will now serve as a contact person for the media. Local leaders announced a new push to figure out how to make Buffalo's east side a healthier place to live. University of Buffalo started the Community Health Equity Research Institute. UB's president says Buffalo's comeback cannot be complete if everyone isn't given the opportunity to live a healthy life.
Leveraging our research and scholarship for the greater good is a cornerstone of our mission as a public research university. And while we are privileged to be playing a role in the rebirth of our region, We recognize that no renaissance can be considered complete if some are left behind.
The university says 3 in 5 African Americans living in Buffalo die prematurely. They say that is twice the rate of white Americans living in the city. Happening right now in West Seneca, a fundraiser for the SPCA serving Erie County. Radio stations WBEN and Star 102.5 are broadcasting a day-long radiothon accepting pledges for the organization. The Harlem Road Shelter is holding an open house and offering discounted adoptions for animals.
It's extremely important because we don't receive any kind of federal funding, we don't receive any kind of tax dollars. People hear of other animal organizations and they think that maybe we're all connected and that the money trickles down from some of the national groups. It doesn't. We're completely independent. So events like this are what keep us working long into the new year. It's people's donations that make our important programs and services possible.
The Radiothon continues until 6 o'clock tonight, and if you want to donate, you can find a link to the Founded on 4 section of our website. It is WIVB.com. The Buffalo Sabres are celebrating the history of the Old Odd at tonight's game. The seats have been draped in orange, blue, red, or gold T-shirts to reflect the colors of the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium for Odd Night. Several alumni from the 1980s will be there for a ceremony before face-off at 7 o'clock tonight. It is all part of the Sabres' Golden Season celebration. And the Buffalo Bills have named Lorenzo Alexander as their Walter Payton Man of the Year. He is one of 32 nominees for that award. It recognizes players for their excellence on and off the field. On Twitter, the Bills wrote, quote, "He is an aspiring leader who gives back to the community." The winner of that award will be announced on February 1st. And the Buffalo Bills are playing in their first Sunday night game in years. We've been checking up on ticket prices for fans looking to make that trip to Pittsburgh. Now, according to Ticketmaster, 100 level seats cost upwards of $150, and 500 level seats are going for about $95. And the game was flexed to Sunday Night Football earlier this month. The Bills will clinch a playoff spot if they win. And as we get you ready for the Bills matchup against the Steelers this Sunday, make sure you join us before the game on Buffalo Kickoff Live. Our sports crew will give you a full analysis before that game. That airs right here on Channel 4 at 11:30. Coming up next, a News 4 Pen Pals meeting in person. We'll show you how a unique exchange program in Western New York is connecting students through music. Plus, from rags to riches, we'll take a look at rap sensations Lizzo's rise to fame.
You're watching News 4 at 4 with Christy Kern and meteorologist Andrew Baglini.